Okay, we're here after a
very lengthy bracket reshuffling.
Yes, lengthy bracket reshuffling, making sure we're not muted. We're not. Cool.
I always forget how to... Okay.
I went to America, right? You didn't
Sure
actually
did.
message me.
You're here.
Cool. Okay. Just got to do a bit of a lean in to stay in camera, but fuck my back. That's all it comes down to.
You can roll in.
That's true, but then we get very low on space.
Okay. It's like I'll put that there.
We're just about ready to get stepped up.
Yeah.
Get stepped up.
So
start
everybody
this
gets
tournament.
stepped up. And let's get some Starcraft
Yeah.
up in this
place.
Yeah.
So for anyone who is maybe a first-time viewer of the series, this is the second of the Southeast Asian qualifiers for the ASL-Bacon Infinity Championship Series. And actually, I meant to ask you about this. How do you feel about if we just call it the ABC?
That's fine.
The
okay
ASL-Bacon Infinity Championship.
Just reminds me of when you're a little kid and you ask your friend, "Hey, do you want some ABC gum?" And they're like, "Yeah, of course." And you give them something you pull off from the bottom of a chair, already been chewed. I don't know if anybody else did that. Maybe
that did not happen in my school.
I was probably just a bad friend. Sorry to whoever was my friend as a young kid growing up. I'm not sorry. I had too much fun doing that.
Now, our first match is going to be Iaguz versus Dark. Now, it's not the Korean Dark. At least, not that we know of.
Yeah,
they wouldn't be eligible for this, so if it is, then that would be very confusing.
Then we messed up big time.
Yeah. We not only would have let a Korean into the Southeast Asian qualifier, but we also would have somehow gotten one of the best Kespa players to play in our $50 tournament.
Yeah.
So it's like a win-loss. We really would have liked to have him yesterday for the Korean qualifier, but it is what it is. But yes, so this is the Southeast Asian qualifier, and our prize pool has been graciously provided by the website SC2 Online, home of the OSC. So head over to sc2online.com, get more information on the OSC, because it's a really cool tournament series. But I'm sure a lot of you who are watching already know about it because it is huge in the Southeast Asian scene. So our first match, like we said, is going to be Iaguz versus Dark. Iaguz versus Dark, and we're going to be going to King Sejong Station for the first map. And, I gotta say, probably Iaguz map pick on for this, right? King Sejong.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
I mean, Liberators aren't as obnoxious anymore, but on this map, you can probably still make it work.
I'm just waiting for someone to press that ready button.
Yeah, press the play. There we go. We're getting into it. Now, earlier today, our little promotional videos weren't working, but let's try it out.
Alright, here we are getting into this game, getting stepped up in this game. And in the bottom right, in the deceptively same color as the SK Telecom orange, it's dark.
For not SK Telecom.
Yeah, from not SK Telecom, as far as I know. And in the top left, in the bold blue, it is Iaguz. Also not from SK Telecom.
Yeah, I believe he's Nuvo Esports, if I'm saying that correctly.
I'm not sure. There are a lot of teams to remember. Sometimes I have trouble.
Yes, he is ex-Root, but I believe he joined a new team that is based in the region, if I'm not mistaken. So great to have new teams joining Starcraft, really. Always nice to see.
Well, we had a gas before barracks here.
Gas before rack. So do you think factory?
I think either quick factory or a lot of Reapers.
Yeah,
but I'm leaning a little more towards quick factory.
Yeah.
Potentially into Widow Mine drops.
I think like the a lot of Reapers could have been a possibility, but I probably got screwed up by this drone scout. Like you don't really expect a drone scout, but the second racks would have wanted to be down already. So if it was a plan of Mass Reaper, that plan has now changed. And for now, just going to be a Reaper expand. So maybe a reactor after the Reaper to spend that gas.
We'll see if when it hits 100.
Yeah, probably a factory actually.
I don't know why I decided that like 100 gas we're gonna see it put down exactly. No, that's not always how it goes.
No, it's getting put down at exactly 126.
I just always imagined that they haven't timed it that perfectly.
Well, that could be a thing where like normally it would be timed out perfectly, but maybe Iaguz did want to go for the Mass Reaper build, so everything would be a little screwed up by changing game plans. I like this wing positioning here.
I like that Link skin.
Oh, with the little.
It's like a little dinosaur.
Yeah.
So here we are gonna do the Ling Reaper ballet as almost every Zerg Terran game starts similar to this. And with the Queen coming out, this Reaper harass, it shouldn't get too much more done.
Yeah, especially with just the single Reaper. Queen's actually going down to poke at this.
That's an aggressive Queen.
That feels a little ambitious.
So it looks like we are gonna maybe see these Widow Mine drops.
Yeah, it looks like that definitely could be the case. And we'll probably want to see a tech lab come down fairly shortly, right? Because Stim takes so long to research, you're going to want to get it, well, sooner rather than later. Ooh, Reaper goes down. That's surprising. I didn't even really get that good of a scout off. Like, hasn't even touched the main.
So Iaguz has no knowledge of this Rotoran.
Yeah. That could end up being a pretty big deal, because we don't see Dark taking a third base yet. So, like, are we going to get, like, a Roach, possibly Roach Ravager all in?
Last week we saw one of the players do a very strong 2-base timing attack with a lot of Roaches, +1, and a whole bunch of Speedlings. So this could be a similar build or attack. And if you don't see it coming, like, this is a very strong timing attack. Like, look at all these Roaches. There's a whole bunch streaming across the map right now. Oh, this drop is good. All the units are out of the way. That Spore is not done. One Queen is already very low.
That extra Queen range really comes into effect here to poke away at that medevac without getting hit by the Marines.
Only on air.
See it.
Okay, so that's actually really great for Iaguz. So a couple bunkers should be coming down.
Wait, where did the rest of them go?
I think just walking across. Like, some of them went back. And I think they're coming back now.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, this is a great bit of information. And also just delaying that at all.
But the bunker, I don't... Okay, so if Dark went up just then, that's not even a bunker.
No,
God, it looks almost the same thing to me.
But yeah, with that Liberator out, You gotta make one more Ravager to really make this this effective. Otherwise, it's gonna take. You gotta wait for cooldown. Nobody wants to wait for cooldown.
Single Roach Harass on that one SCV. Very nice.
Yeah, nice little move.
One more Ravager would make this a lot better, so you could just one-shot that Liberator down.
Especially in the
not
position.
even halfway done.
Oh, I believe that. Okay, the bile wasn't misplaced. My mistake. But nice Liberator micro to get it out of range. And this is just a very difficult position to try and engage with a tank on the ground, Liberator in the sky. Like, you just can't really get your Ravagers close enough to shell at that.
No, you can swing around the back and try and take that out, or you can just go home.
Yeah, it looks like home's the choice.
One thing you don't want to do when this doesn't work out, you don't want to just try and bust in anyway. Sometimes that happens. You're like so dead set on doing this one particular move, you just keep throwing your units in.
Yeah.
So in response to this, Dark has put down an expansion in a macro hatch in the main.
It's a difficult choice to make, though, right? Because like you brought up how like if you just try and force it to happen, it often won't. But if you go home and you just realize that you didn't do the damage that you need, now you just concede that you're really far behind.
And now you're on the defensive.
Mm-hmm. With very little tech as well.
So getting this is debris, right?
I believe
debris.
So.
Yeah.
The debris. But yeah, without that down before this happens, this is a very
pretty
difficult
annoying.
position.
And there's that tank position.
Mm-hmm. You can get the gas, can even get that queen. That's a pretty big deal.
That was such a crazy looking death.
And the queen's actually really important for this because the only things giving vision are the medevacs. So with that increased queen anti-air range, you can try and like push those back, but without extra queens, you can't really do that.
So there's going to be an engagement here on the ramp. It's looking like Dark doesn't have enough here pulling the drones, but they're just getting eaten by the tank on the low ground. And GG! Iaguz takes game one.
Yes, very well played. That was a brilliant defense there.
I'm going to say it's brilliant because it worked.
Everything that works is brilliant. Everything that fails may be a mistake. No. It was just like everything was very well positioned, and that's one of the most important things for making those defenses, because like there were like two important units there, right? The Liberator and the Siege Tank.
Yeah,
and
those were quite important.
And between like the positioning and the Liberator micro to get it out of those biles, it ended up being just pretty much a flawless hold. Didn't need to waste a bunch of money on bunkers, just got that wall up tank behind it. That's all you need.
Yeah, and Iaguz knew. It's too good for, for some of us. Myself included.
Iaguz is too good for a lot of people, but we're going to find out right now if Dark is one of them.
And here we are in the bottom right. In the tangerine orange, it's Dark.
And in the top left, our blue Terran player, Iaguz. I really should have taken the time to look up. Like, I know it's Nuvo, but I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right.
Well, that's okay. I'm pretty sure you pronounced Seether's name incorrectly for 5 hours last week.
That's true. We found out in, like, the last game.
Yeah. I just believed you. I don't know what that was about.
Well, I mean, that's the trick, right? It doesn't matter if you're correct. You just say everything in a very convincing manner. You say it with confidence, and then that's the correct pronunciation.
Now, this is a really long map. It looks like Iaguz is going to take advantage of that and just go command first.
Yeah.
Is this the longest distance now?
I think
even with Frost from diagonal.
I think it might be. Well, we were talking about this with Ender the other day, and Frost is definitely a bigger map. Oh, Ender from Canada, not Ender in this tournament. I should specify Ender Sword, but But yeah, I think this actually is. Oh no, the drone got a mineral walk. But yeah, I believe this is a longer rush distance, just not a larger map. And we're seeing very economic openings. 3 hatch before pool. 3 hatch before pool into gas.
Well, Dark did scout the command center first.
That's true.
Right? So, what do you do to counter that? You take another base.
That's very true. And the other thing is, like, you know, Dark has to be going into this feeling a little, you know, a little put off. Like, Iaguz is a very strong player. He's one of the most accomplished members of the Southeast Asian scene. So, like, if you're Dark, you kind of got to find an edge somewhere. So, like, you know, going 3 hatch gas before pool, it could be the edge he needs.
If you can make that greed work, it'll really pay off. So we have another relatively quick factory.
Yep. And we got the quick reactor. So do you think we're maybe going to see like a switch, make some Hellions?
I was actually going to say Widow Mines, but yeah, we'll go with Hellions.
I feel like you might want Hellions on this map because it's so long and because they give you like map control. Especially since you know that it's 3 hatch before pool, so you can maybe try and get some harassment damaging. Actually, he doesn't know that the gas was taken as well, so you know, generally if you do 3 hatch, you don't get the gas with it, so he might be... Okay, yeah, it is Hellions. I was going to say, one great thing about the Hellions is if speed is delayed, then it absolutely destroys the Lings. So he might be expecting no speed yet, which could come back to bite him.
Yeah. And he's just putting up a safety bunker because he hasn't gotten quite a full scout of the base, the Zerg base yet. Aww. I mean, Zerglings annoy me, but I always feel a little bad when they die like that. Because, okay, those were completely unupgraded Lings. Those were, like, the lowest tier of Ling you could have. And they just, like, they're like, I'm doing it! Overlord or whoever they talk to, I'm gonna get the car! And then they just get set on fire and die.
Ooh, we're
and you hear them
liberators.
scream. It's sad.
They do have that bit of a scream.
Okay, so, this tech lab. Now... Earlier this week, we were actually talking about this. How I said, like, maybe more players will get Liberator range quicker or earlier to deal with the Queen air ground to air range.
Okay, yeah, that could be something we see.
I guess I should just call it air range. I don't know.
You can probably just call it the Queen buff, you know.
Yeah, the Queen buff.
Most people who are paying attention...
I just want to specify that it's
specifically
+1 air only, not ground.
Yeah. A lot of people...
There's a lot of confusion there, and I don't want to confuse anybody. It's to air only.
Now, this is kind of a build from Iaguz that we haven't really seen in a while. He's going back to something that was really popular in the beta, but hasn't really been around since then. So it's like Liberator into Hellion Hellbat. We don't see an armory yet, do we? So I guess no Hellbats. But this used to be a very strong combination against Zerg, and a lot of damage is being done with it.
I didn't quite catch how many drones were taken out, but it was quite a few.
Yeah, well, I mean, Dark had a huge drone advantage just from, like, droning up hard, relying on static D, and just having that 3 hatch opening, and now Iaguz is, like...
What's the story with that
He's
queen?
very high ahead on workers.
Like,
that queen is on an
she, like,
attack
walked
mode.
all the way around. Oh, okay, that's cool.
Oh, because the rocks are down
Yeah.
still. Okay.
That's awesome. That is commitment.
That queen, she just wanted to help. She just wanted
Little
to help.
late, sister. Wow. Yeah, okay. That was really late.
Now, Iaguz is also taking this third base, and after dealing that much economic damage, he's got to feel good about this, taking the gold himself.
So what is Dark would you have to do to get back from that loss of workers there?
Well, as Dark, like you want to reestablish your drones, but you're really afraid of this type of medevac play. So I think it's a really good call to get up to this lair tech and try and tech towards mutas or possibly infestors, but probably not given the economic state.
A lot of lings being made now. 36 of them were just on their way to hatching. 10 of them being made into banelings. There's not quite done, so baneling speed won't be started for a while. The creep spread, like, it's okay. Could be a little better, but you know, you do the best you can.
This seems like a bit of an overcommitment to defense. Because like this force from Iaguz, it is threatening, but it's not like 50 lings and a few banes threatening. It's like, I mean, with this
I think it was 10, but yeah, I understand your point. But think about the mindset after the previous game that was just played. Like, Dark was doing well, but the setup, the attack position, the tank placement that Iaguz had was very good.
Yes.
And it was just better.
Yeah, but I guess the thing that we end up seeing here is like now that happened, now that there are so many lings on the map, Iaguz really doesn't have to do anything with this medevac harassment. Like, he pretty much already got an advantage just by the amount of lings that were made.
Oh, that's annoying.
That is a very annoying
That's
position.
annoying. Oh, those banelings are so exposed. Okay.
Okay.
I thought we were gonna have like a little tank sniping going on. This is good for Dark, getting a couple lings into the main of the gold base, mineral line of the gold base.
But these banelings are so exposed.
What are these banelings doing? Like, where do I go? I'm confused.
Now they can't get home to defend, and they can't attack without ling support.
But you know what? This might actually work out, because if you have banelings coming back, banelings being morphed, you can have a baneling flank by maybe it was, oh, that Widow Mine hit got so many lanes, and those tanks are so low. Saved both of them, didn't he?
Saved one of them, I believe.
At least one? Okay,
Yeah.
so at least one.
Oh, drop going down in the main, though. Taking out a significant supply of workers, and then also just, you know, dealing as much damage before having to get out of there.
Look at the army supply difference here.
We do have a fairly significant difference. And also, like, you know, this is just straight ling Bane, right? I don't think Bane speed has been started.
Oh no, it finished.
Oh, it finished?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind then.
I saw him rolling down.
I completely take that back.
Rolling Banes is actually one of my favorite, like, unit pictures, if that's how you'd say that. Look how low that tank is!
That tank is so low, but it's
and
not.
It's still getting kills!
And it's just not gonna die. You can't get on top of that. So is this okay? This is the
Okay,
flank.
so
Take out reinforcements. Nice
I'm gonna
move.
try and take out the reinforcements there with the lings, but what is there for Dark at home to kill the rest of this? Lings and Banes? That's not enough. Not with good tank micro. And this gold base is completely, well, pretty much completely mined out. So it's actually not so bad that this base gets taken out. Could have been a lot worse. Could have been the what was the fourth, and I guess technically sort of the third now, in the bottom left.
Decent baneling connection, but it just doesn't really matter.
But look, if you look at the mini map, that really tells a story of how this game is going, and it is GG.
2-0 for
It is